emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hey, you brainiacs, it's time for Last Call, your one-stop preview for next month's best comics and your last call to pre-order before the print runs are locked and loaded. I'm Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer here at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on what's hitting our shelves starting Wednesday, January 28th, and what you'll want to pre-order by Sunday at midnight. It's this Sunday, January 4th. The Final Order Report and Green Brain Comics are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or grab the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or log into your existing one to order, pay securely, and make sure you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to spotlight items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. But before I do, I'd like to thank our pals at Klezmergeddon for the theme song to today's program. All right, once we sign into customer.comichub.com, you'll see the orange banner. That's everything that we have aside for you right now, waiting for you to pay for and pick up or have a ship out. Behind the green banner is all the menus we will be looking at today. We'll click through there. You see you can search all items at the top. You can look at preview pages. You can look at arriving soon. That's everything on our invoice for next Wednesday. And then we've got the last call menu, but below that you can search events. That's big event crossover books, manga, collected editions. These are all great tools for you to use to get right to the things that you're interested in. And we are interested in the last call menu. So clicking through there, you'll see we got an alphabetical listing of all the books by title. And it's kind of weird that Star Wars Hyperspace Stories is at the very front of it, but that's where it wound up this week. You see above that we've got buttons for alphanumeric filters, and we've got drop downs for publishers and format, all kinds of different tools that you can use. All right. First thing that we will be looking at today on the Final Order Report is Last Call for Small Press Comics. And the first thing on Small Press Comics this week is Survive, number 5 of 5. This is the final issue of this series by New York Times bestselling writer Rob Venditti with powerhouse artist Doug Braithwaite, published by Bad Idea Corp. This will be available on January 28th. If you're interested in this or any of the variant covers, get those orders in. All right, moving on over to Keen Spot, a very small publisher that's putting out this cool book from Tim Seeley, who is the creator of Hack Slash. And this is Tim Seeley's Sexiest Super Beast as it returns to Keen Spot with Super Thick Lucky's Tale. This is cover A by Tim Seeley, Paulo Seeley on B, John Golden. It's kind of cool. This nice Frank Miller looking thing by Troy Dongara. All for Tim Seeley's Super Thick Lucky's Tales, number 1 from Keen Spot. Uh-oh. Something went wrong there. Next thing's up on the list. All right, that must have been Crickets number 9 from Fantagraphics. Oh, well, we'll move ahead with more stuff from Fantagraphics. We've got Donald Duck Legacy number 390 from Massimo Fecci, Dan Gips, and Fantagraphics. Butch #1. This is a one-shot from Peter Bagg, a one-shot starring Buddy Bradley's younger and much more effed up brother. When we left off with Hate Revisited, Butch faces possible prison time stemming from an incident while squatting on his nephew's rural property. When he becomes a cause celeb to far-right media and an invited guest of the next Americon, it sends him on a path towards an unexpected spiritual awakening from Fantagraphics and writer-artist Peter Bagg. This is Butch, a hate comic one-shot, available on February 4th from Fantagraphics. We also get a facsimile edition of Hate #1 with this classic cover by Peter Bagg. That'll be available on February 18th. Over at, what is this? Ignition Press. That's right. That new publisher's got 4 issues under their sleeve now for this Voyeur series by Leah Williams with art by David Baldion, with this cover by Isaac Goodhart, available on February 11th. Also available on February 11th is this new series from Ignition Press. This is Just Brutal. Every family has problems, but the Savage family has actual monsters. Jordan Savage is a normal 16-year-old kid barely holding it together after his parents' recent divorce. His twin sister Winter is his opposite in every way, including how she's coping with the changes in the Savage family's lives. And those changes are bigger than they could even imagine. They're about to find out what the boring, bickering parents they've lived with their whole lives are secretly ancient, death-dealing barbarian warriors. From Dennis Hopeless and artist Bram Ravel, this is Just Brutal, available on February 11th with this A cover by interior artist Bram Ravel, with a B cover by Jorge Corona. Just Brutal #1, Ignition Press. Oh, we got a whole bunch of stuff from Mad Cave Studios, including the explosive finale of the latest and greatest Dick Tracy storyline. This is Dick Tracy #15. Ferocious #3. This is a pretty metal cover by Andy Clark. Flash Gordon Quarterly #6 with a bunch of different stories. Amy Chase, Frank Thierry, and Keith Davidson writing these, with a cover by Michael Santamaria. New Space Age #2 from Kenny Porter, Mike Becker. Temporal #4 of 5 from Stephanie Williams, Isaiah Fulmore, and Torrin Clark cover. Mad Cave Studios also debuts this brand new 5-issue miniseries from celebrated creator, now writer-artist Andrea Muti, with Arturo Fabra, Astro Quantum #1. Cool. Cast out to die on the toxic world of Maku, young Ishmael finds an unlikely ally in the sharp-tongued Soliumite exile Kikeg. Together, they claw their way through underground bazaars, brutal creatures of the galaxy, and bitter rivalries to chase a destiny bigger than they've ever imagined. A place aboard the legendary Moloch hunting ship Pikuad, an all-new epic space saga of survival, rebellion, and the hunger to reach beyond the stars starts here. Andrea Muti writing, doing the art, and this A cover. We got a B cover from Riccardo Bercielli, available on January 28th from Mad Cave Studios. And And from Antarctic Press, this is Critterverse Presents number 2. Digger number 2. Do Not Disturb from Invader Comics. Eurotech number 3. Eerie Magazine. Ooh, we're just turning these out. Eerie Magazine number 8 from Mike Hoffman. Ninja High School Yearbook 2026. This is the B cover. I guess we don't have a cover yet for the A. This B cover is done by Daniel Coronado. Something Beyond the Petrichor, number 2. I don't think we've seen number 1 yet, so order at your own peril. And from Antarctic Press through Massive, this is Fur Force number 1, starring Tomorrow Fox and her fellow furry heroes as they battle the menace of Catlactus. It's an all-new action-packed... It's an all-new action-packed hybrid of superhero and anthropomorphic comics from Antarctic Press with an A cover by Bernal Ismail and a B cover by Daniel Coronado. Berna Isselbuber did the A cover. There it is. Fur Force number 1. Gigante number 1 from Shane McKenzie. This looks like fun. Marta and Felix are at the United States-Mexico border trying to capture footage for their documentary about immigrant abuse. While Felix puts himself in danger by trying to infiltrate the heroes of the Homeland Militia, Marta hears talk about an entity called El Santa de la Frontera. There's something brutal and bloody going on under the border, around the border, and this time it's targeted towards everyone, from writer Shane McKenzie, artist J.M. Kular Chema, who did the A cover. We got a B cover from the same artist. This is Gigante number 1. This is a one-shot available on February 11th. This is a cool thing from Red Comics 5. Snow Monkey number 1 from Jason Shaw, Hubert Kahn, Michael, and a cover by Aaron Bartling. Over at Oni Press, debuting on January 28th, is Spirit of the Shadows number 1. Embrace your fear. The spirit of the shadows draws near from the darkest recesses within acclaimed cartoonist Nick Cagnetti and co-creator Daniel Ziegler comes the most dangerous and visually stunning, outrageously otherworldly, and hauntingly heartfelt superhero horror hit of 2026. Once Eric LaRue was a mortal musician, selflessly devoted to his music and his true love, Katrina, until his sudden death plunged his soul into the carnival-like torments of the spirit world beyond our own. Now, reborn as a phantom with fleeting memories of his life among the living and forever cursed to bear the arcane costume his corpse wore to the grave, Eric will claw his way back from the infernal planes to uncover the mysteries of his own life and avenge the dark sins that transformed him into the spirit of the shadows. From Oni Press, Daniel Ziegler and Nick Cagnetti. We got a Nick Cagnetti cover on A. Got a B cover from David Lafuente. Carl Kerschel on C. That sure looks a lot like Tula Lote, but no, it's signed. All right, yeah, it's Carl Kerschel. A D cover from Matt Lisnowski. That's so trippy and awesome. It's Spirits of the Shadows, number 1 from Oni Press, January 28th. Conan the Barbarian number 28 is the next new issue from Titan Publishing by Jim Zub, Fernando Dagnino, who did this cover. Little Nightmares Descent to Nowhere number 404, final issue. And debuting from Titan Publishing, the next volume of Skull Island, Escape From Skull Island, the official continuation of the Skull Island animated series. Trapped on Skull Island, a desperate band of survivors struggles against the land's relentless horrors while an ancient threat rises from below. But as chaos unfolds, flashbacks reveal Kong's turbulent youth, his battles, losses, and the primal instincts that shaped him into the island's sovereign. Now, as hordes of monstrous beasts close in on the stranded humans, the most dangerous enemy of all regains strength to once more challenge Kong's throne. From writer Simon Furman with interior art from Christopher Jones, we got this beautiful Maria Wolf cover available on January 28th with these variant covers by Christopher Jones. It's a good Jack Kirby Nazi soldier guy right there. Sunghan Uni on C and Serge Acuna on D. This is Escape from Skull Island, available on January 28th. Oh, then we're moving on up to the mid-grade publishers here. We got the next new issue of The Last Days of H.P. Lovecraft. This might be the final issue. I can't tell, but it looks awesome. I love this book. Romuald Julivo writing with beautiful, moody, evocative artwork from Jacob Rebelka, who did this A cover. If you're a H.P. Lovecraft fan, you'll dig this. Duh. Good Bones and Other Sordid Tales, a spine-tinkling special that you won't want to miss from the vaults of our acclaimed horror anthology, Hello Darkness, comes a special one-shot issue. Get ready for a curated collection overflowing with grim, gritty, and gory grotesqueries by best-selling writer Steve Orlando, and a rogues gallery of incredible artists featuring familiar stories as well as brand new terror in Good Bones. When a house of forbidden love harbors a grudge that's every bit as strong, with art by Dylan Schnook, with an A cover by Rebecca Puebla. Yeah. And a B cover by Isaac Goodhart. This is Good Bones and Other Sordid Tales, available on February 11th from Boom Studios. And on January 28th is the release of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Part 4 of Far for the Sword of Flaws. Cool Freddie Williams the second cover. Magic the Gathering Untold Stories, Elspeth number 3. And The Guy in the Chair, number 4, Guillermo Sana and Hannah Rose May. Ooh, then we get the next new issue of the Hellboy and the BPRD ongoing. This is the first part of a Tales of Hell, the Crown story. Hellboy's brothers fight for control of Pandemonium in this demonic family reunion. But it isn't just the siblings who get involved in the power struggles, as their mother returns from their prison for the first time in 100 years and has plans for his own. Mike Mignola is joined by his brother Todd Mignola and artist Warwick Johnson Cadwell, who I am very fond of, in this new Hellboy prequel series featuring this awesome cover by Warwick Johnson Cadwell and a B cover by Mike Mignola himself. This is Tales of Hell, The Crown number 1. How metal. All right, over at Dynamite, we got the next new issue of the crossover Gargoyles, a Darkwing Duck number 2, available on February 4th. January 28th, see the release of Harley Quinn crossing over with Elvira. Cool Amanda Connor cover. Sonya Reborn number 5, January 28th. Terminator Metal, number 4, Declan Shelvey. And Thunder the Barbarian, number 2, with this beautiful Michael Cho cover. Thundercats, number 23, Lucio Perillo cover. And we get the second issue of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Shiver of Christmas Town. We're still waiting on number 1. This is written by Torrin Grandbeck with art by Edu Mena. And Dynamite Entertainment debuts this another unexpected crossover featuring Archie and the Army of Darkness. It's a teenage nightmare. There's a certain man named Ash, you may have heard of him, who is doomed to battle against the forces of evil over and over again. Whether he likes it or not, no matter where he goes, the cycle of violence always repeats itself until the day he arrives at the picturesque town of Riverdale. This supernaturally wholesome community seems to break the curse that has plagued Ash ever since he first encounters its otherworldly evil all those years ago. Or rather, the curse was broken until an over-curious teenager named Archie finds a copy of the Necronomicon Ex Mortis and reads a portion of it aloud, summoning the horrifying Deadites once again. From writer Eric Burnham with Bill Galvan on interiors, we get an A cover by Robert Hack. A B cover from Bill Galvan, who does interiors. Good cover. A C cover from Laura Braga. D from Craig Cermak. And a Stuart Sager variant. All for our Army of Darkness crossing over with Archie Dynamite Entertainment. When's that available? February 4th. Let's throw that up there. Also available on February 4th is Supernatural Valentine's Day Special number 20. Supernatural Valentine's Day Special 2026. This one shot, Love is Stronger Than Death, debuts on February 4th. From Preti Chibber, writing with art by Pasquale Quilano, and a Cat Stags cover on A. Reese Hannigan, Megan Hetrick, and Pasquale Quilano, all on this Supernatural Valentine's Day Special 2026. This one-shot debuts on February 4th. If you're interested, get your orders in this weekend before Sunday at midnight. And debuting on January 28th is this book that I'm very much looking forward to. Dynamite Entertainment gets the license to Thunder the Barbarian. Ariel Ukla Ride. When a runaway planet hurtling between the Earth and the Moon, cosmic destruction was unleashed, and humankind's proud civilizations were cast into ruin. 2 millennia later, the planet is nearly unrecognizable. A harsh and savage realm. A harsh and savage realm where sorcery and super science both reign over the powerless masses. Thunder the Barbarian debuts on January 28th with these beautiful covers, and it is written by Jason Aaron with interiors by Kuber Ball. We got this A cover from Michael Cho, which I am very much in like with. Francesco Mattina, Bjorn Behrens, Joseph Michael Linsner, and Rob Liefeld. Good hair for Rob Liefeld. This is Thunder the Barbarian #1. This new series debuts on January 28th from Dynamite Entertainment. Oh, before we step away from Dynamite Entertainment, we got another Valentine's Day special one-shot. This from the Thundercats, written by Ed Brisson with interior art by Elton Tomasi. We got this very cool cover by Nicoletta Baldari. Sebastian Perez on B. Zulima Skotolavina, who's making a name for themselves. This is an animation art variant. All for Thundercats Valentine's Day Special 2026. Available on February 4th. Oh yeah, one more thing from Dynamite Entertainment. Shouldn't be so quick to rush here. We have the next new holiday one-shot Vampirella Winter Special. This is written by Liam Johnson with art by Daniel Warren Johnson. Are you insane? Serious? No. This is illustrated by Jordan Michael Johnson. Don't believe the hype. Vampirella Winter Special 2026. This one shot, written by Liam Johnson, illustrated by Jordan Michael Johnson, has an A cover by Mike Ruth and is available on January 28th. You can special order these cool variants by Joseph Michael Linsner, Selena, all from Dynamite Entertainment. All right, this seems like a good time to jump up into the IDW. Yeah, this is the last publisher in small press. That's right. Hey, we got Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone #6. Enter the Dead Zone from Ethan Parker, Pablo Tunica, cover and interiors. Star Trek's Voyager Homecoming #5. Susan Bridges, Angel Hernandez, art and cover. And Star Trek Lower Decks #16, February 11th. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #15 from Jean Luen Yang with art and this cover by Freddie Williams II. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Journeys #6, Michael Dooney cover. And Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic Racing Crossworlds. This one shot is available on February 11th from IDW, written by Yasmin Atta with art, interiors, and this cover by Ryan Jean-Paul. Drift into the many worlds of Sonic Racing Crossworlds in this crossover from Sega's newest game when the eccentric noble Dodon Pa needed help testing out his travel rings. Sonic and his friends are the first to try their luck racing across dimensions. With a bang, the competitors are off in the scramble for first place. This series drops on February 11th with an A cover from Ryan Jean-Paul, a B cover from Rick Mack. Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic Racing Crossworlds one shot. Yeah. All right, that does it for our look at the small press. Next up, let's do Last Call for Image Comics. And the first thing in Image Comics this week is Author Immortal #4 with this cool B cover from Alex Ekman Lawn. Too many teeth. Blood Squad 7 #12. Cool Jim Rugg variant. I like. Department of Truth #35. James Tynion IV. Scott Snyder? Scott Snyder got his name on there somewhere. Oh, that's right. They've got that backup story with Joshua Hickson, who's doing the art on that Absolute Batman one-shot that comes out this week. Dust to Dust #7, the penultimate issue of this series, drops on January 28th. Feral, number 20. Final Boss, number 3, Tyler Kirkham. G.I. Joe, number 18. Cool cover, Tom Riley. G.I. Joe, A Real America Hero, number 49, The Hama Files. The Hama Files, featuring the first appearance of the Cobra Emperor, Serpentor. Cobra! Invincible Universe Capes, number 3. I think this is the beginning of the new material. Nope, this is still a special remastering of Capes from Robert Kirkman, Mark Englert. New material coming soon. Kaya, number 33. What a cool cover from Wes Craig. Lost Fantasy, number 7. Kurt Pyers, Luca Casalanguida. And Savage Dragon 278, Eric Larson. Skinbreaker, number 5. Also available in Treasury Edition for $14.99. And Spawn 372, the march to the eventual 300th issue, 400th issue, holy smokes. Void Rivals, the Quintesson War rages on in issue 26. And Wrestle Heist continues with number 2 from Kyle Starks. And this Kyle Starks cover. Youngblood, number 3, Rob Liefeld cover. And we get this cool one-shot revisit to the world of Bug Wars. The Bug Wars wages on in this extra-length special that burrows deep into the shadowy world of the mites, the insectoid warriors who fight, live, and die in the grass-stained trenches of the Yard. But this time, the story is spun from an even darker thread through the many eyes of the spider witches of Weirdweb, the most mysterious, seductive, and feared denizens of this twisted ecosystem. From series writer Jason Aaron with breakout art phenom Baltimore Rivas. Bug Wars, the Spider Witch special, is crawling with new lore, explosive action, and web-woven secrets that will forever change what you think you know about the Yard. Yeah, we get this A cover from Mahmoud Esrar, a D cover from Michael Avon Oming, and we are still waiting for art for a B cover and a C cover. The C cover is by Tula Lote. I can tell you that much. I'm not sure who did the B cover. Let me look. Mahmoud Esrar on a B cover as well. Bug Wars, the Spider Witch special one-shot, January 28th. And this new series debuts from Image Comics on January 28th from Justin Jordan with longtime collaborator Felipe Sobrero. This is Malevolent number 1. 30 years ago, we unleashed demons into the world, but humans can adapt to anything, even a demon-haunted world. But now humanity has created something new, a weapon that can kill demons if she doesn't kill us first. New ongoing by Justin Jordan, John Bivens, and Felipe Sobrero of the Spread series. Yeah, we get an A cover from interior artist John Bivens. Jorge Corona, I'm pretty sure this is a Philip Hester cover. Interesting. All right. You get a C cover from Xander Cannon. That's pretty cool. Jonathan Wayshak. I hope we got color on that cover. Malevolent number 1 gets this Ben Templesmith variant. All for Malevolent #1 from Justin Jordan, John Bivens, and Felipe Sobrero. Available on January 28th from Image Comics. That does it for Image Comics on FOC this week. Let's move right on over into Last Call for DC Comics. First thing on FOC this week from DC Comics is Absolute Martian Manhunter #8. I'm glad to see this second half of the story restarted now. Dennis Camp, Javier Rodriguez, who does interiors and this cover. And a beautiful cover on C by Eric Canet. How creepy. Detective Comics 1105, Tom Taylor, Michael Janine. Flash 29, a DCKO crossover. Green Lantern #31, guest starring Barry Allen. Huh? Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes #3 from Erica Henderson. Harley Quinn #58 with a Yannick Paquette cover. Justice League Red #6, the final issue of this series, written by Saladin Ahmed with art by Clayton Henry. Justice League Unlimited #15, a DCKO crossover. We'll get Superman Blue in there. Look at that. Mad Magazine returns with issue 48. Superman #34, also a DCKO crossover. He's got his knucks on. Ooh, look, we get a facsimile edition of Marvel Treasury #28. This is the second crossover between Superman and Spider-Man. We're getting the first crossover facsimile this coming Wednesday. This 64-page Treasury edition comes in at $17.99 with this beautiful original cover by John Romita Sr. with painted art by Bob Larkin. We got this, looks like Kevin Nolan. No, this is a Brian Bolland tribute. And we get a facsimile with the original art in foil. That foil variant is $22.99. Available on February 4th from DC Comics. On January 28th is the release of this one-shot crossing over to the DCKO storyline. This one entitled, The Kids Are All Fight. Can John Kent stop Granny Goodness? John Kent always wanted to be a Titan when he grew up, but now that he's working alongside them in the effort to evacuate Earth, he didn't think he'd be stuck babysitting young sidekicks. When the kids sneak off to enter the fray and stop Granny Goodness, John will have to show these young heroes the ropes so they can save the day and prove there's no age requirement to being a superhero. And you won't want to miss the shocking finale to this one shot. It is DCKO. The Kids Are All Fight. This special one shot drops on January 28th with an A cover by Bruno Redondo. Interiors written by Jeremy Adams and drawn by Travis Mercer. We get a B cover by Chrissy Zulo Uminga. Joe Quinones. Todd Knock. Junie Ba. Oh, I love that. That's an awesome cover. All for DCKO. The Kids Are All Fight special #1, January 28th. Get your orders in now. Oh, look, we get a second printing of DC's Batman Deadpool crossover. This finally gets a second printing, and it has multiple covers, some pretty cool ones too, including this Jorge Jimenez variant. Looks like original art. Jim Lee and Scott Williams. This is the reprinted cover. Ben Oliver, very nice. Look at that, beautiful. And Derek Chu on this second printing for DC, Marvel, Batman, Deadpool crossover one shot, available on January 28th. And also available on January 28th is the next new story arc from Absolute Wonder Woman. Absolute Wonder Woman number 16, a new story arc begins as Diana confronts Zatanna. The season of the witch arc begins here. After her exploits in the Area 41 maze, Diana has resolved to not let her personal mission overwhelm the one she was sent to the service world to fulfill. But a new threat has emerged in Gateway City, and it turns out the best thing to send to kill Wonder Woman is another witch. Zatanna is here, and Diana's life will never be the same. This beautiful looking issue is from writer Kelly Thompson, artist Hayden Sherman, who did this A cover. We have some cardstock variants by Derek Chu. Very nice. And Angela Wu. Yeah. I love this. It's very cool. All for the, I think we got a couple more covers we're waiting on art for. But this is on FOC this weekend. Deadline of midnight Sunday night. It drops on January 28th. Absolute Wonder Woman number 16. Yeah. All right, that does it for our last call for DC Comics. Next up is last call for Marvel Comics. Oh, please excuse this this little note detritus that was missing. Yeah. Anyways, we're back on schedule for Marvel. Here we go. First up on Marvel FOC this week is Avengers number 35, Jed MacKay, Sergio Davia. I think this is Jed MacKay's swan song storyline in Avengers, and it does feature this very cool lineup cover by Russell Dauterman. Avengers number 35 also has this very nice David Nakayama color block red variant. I'll show you a couple more of these today. Captain America number 7, Valerio Schiti cover. Fantastic Four number 8, Humberto Ramos, continuing the Invincible Woman with part 3. Logan, Black, White, and Blood. This anthology miniseries number 2 drops on February 4th. As does Nova Centurion number 4. All new Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider number 7 from Stephanie Phillips, Paulo Vianelli, and David Marquez cover. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man number 21 drops on February 4th with this David Nakayama color block red variant. Spirits of Violence, the epic finale, drops on February 14th from Sabir Perzada, Paul Davidson on interiors. Ultimate Endgame continues with number 2, The End Has Only Just Begun, Dennis Camp, Terry Dodson, Mark Brooks cover. Ultimate Wolverine number 14, the Ultimate Endgame tie-in, February 4th. Shadows of Tomorrow, Uncanny X-Men number 23. The forgotten vow from one of the team comes back to haunt them all in the most shocking way imaginable. From Gail Simone, David Marquez. And Wolverine number 15, also a Shadows of Tomorrow in the wake of Age of Revelation. All right, now we're getting into the debuts from Marvel Comics. We got this very cool crossover. Pretty excited about this. Worlds collide. Marvel's first family finds themselves. Yeah, I'll do that. Marvel's first family finds themselves stranded on the planet of the apes. Witness history as the Fantastic Four cross paths for the very first time with Cornelius, Zira, Ursus, and of course Dr. Zaius. But they won't be going alone. Familiar faces from the Marvel Universe have set their sights on Ape City, setting the stage for a battle royale that fans won't soon forget. Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four #1 is written by Josh Trujillo with interior art by Andrea DeVito and this A cover by Greg Land. Francisco Mobili, German Peralta on this cool tribute to, I think it's Fantastic Four 12, maybe, or 11. Phil Noto movie homage variant. All four Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four #1 drops on February 4th from Marvel Comics. Super excited. That's going to be my pick of the week. I'll pick it right now. I'm picking it. Dropping on February 18th, this is Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon. Armageddon strikes the Marvel Universe. Superstar writer Chip Zdarsky and dynamic artist Luca Maresca kick off a game-changing new saga when an acquaintance drags Logan into the search for a new abducted mutant subject. The terrifying methods of the defunct Weapon X program are revealed to be alive and well. As Wolverine follows the scent of the feral Tyler and the scent of his own trauma, he finds himself in the deadly race against a super soldier creating corporation called Prime Warrior. Amazon Prime Warrior, which has just hired a very familiar face, the fully armed and upgraded Nuke. Spoiled by the first cover. Don't miss the first chapter of the biggest Wolverine story in years, the one that will have a major impact on the future of the Marvel Universe. From Chip Zdarsky, Luca Maresca on interiors, Lionel Francis Yu on A. This drops on February 18th with this variant covers by Dave Raposa. Chip Zdarsky, which I find to be a disturbing cover by Chip Zdarsky. Rose Bash. All four Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon, tying into big things in the Marvel Universe coming up February 18th. Ooh, then we get a debut of a new series featuring that sister-brother duo team-up, Magic and Colossus. Ilyana Rasputin is a cynical sorceress with power harnessed from the dark realm of Limbo. Peter Rasputin is made of metal, but with a heart much softer than his exterior. But despite being family, blood does not run thicker than water. When they return to their mother country, they discover ancient monsters from Russian lore preying on the innocent. Can these two mutant siblings set aside their differences to save their country? Oh man, I'm off track here. Oh crap. Important tip, keep liquids out of the studio. Where was I? When they return to their mother country, they discover ancient monsters from Russian folklore preying on the innocent. Can these two mutant siblings set aside their differences to save their country? The talented creative team of Magic, Ashley Allen and German Peralta, reunite for an X-Men story full of epic fights, mysticism, and family drama. With an A cover from David Nakayama, this debuts on February 4th. You could special order these covers by Pablo Villalobos. Simone DeMeo, and Scotty Young. It's Magic and Colossus #1. Drops on February 4th. And for our final book on Last Call this week is Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant. The war above all, the most dangerous war in existence, thunders louder and closer as the cosmos battle brace for annihilation. As the cosmos brace for annihilation, Storm, unaware of the coming threat, turns her gaze inward to her home, to Earth. The Earth's mightiest mutant becomes Earth's protector once more in a daring new chapter of her life. Yeah. In this new beginning, Storm shares a Japanese tea ceremony with an enemy and faces France for a masquerade with monsters. However, it all ends in a gut-wrenching funeral, for in this new era of Aurora Monroe, brought to you by Morawe and Eudali and Federica Mansion, Mistress Death is never far behind. With death stalking the shadows, expect bloodshed, brutality, barbarism, and bold emotions in the brand new Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant series, with an A cover by R.B. Silva. Dyke Ruan on this variant cover, which drops on February 4th. The Juan Frigeri Black Panther variant, the Cosmic Invasion variant, and Pablo Villalobos variant, all for Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant. Look at how pretty. On FOC this week. And that's the last book on Last Call this week. But before I go any further, let me tell you about some events. That didn't work out. That's the one. Hey, it's time for Last Call on Green Brain events. This weekend at the Senate Theater down the street from Green Brain Comics, Saturday, January 3rd at 8 p.m., they are showing the notorious movie Morocco, starring Gary Cooper and Marlena Dietrich. Check out the Senate Theater. It is the home of the Detroit Theater Organ and the Detroit Theater Organ Society, and just down the street on Michigan Avenue near Livernois. Brain Candy returns the third Monday of January. On January 19th, we welcome musician Britzel, the prose of Rochelle Merritt, and the poetry of Booker Snow with the visual art of Keto Green. It's Brain Candy number 74, presented for no charge inside Green Brain Comics. Our bi-monthly drink and draw at the Downey Brewing Company returns on February 13th, just in time for Valentine's Day. This event is co-hosted by Blick Art Material. We'll be there with pencils, paper, marker, and more. Drink and draw February 13th from 7 to 9, downeybrewingcompany.com. And join us back here on YouTube this Tuesday at 6:30 for BRAINSCAN, our weekly live stream preview of New Comic Book Day from the floor of Green Brain Comics with your host, Katie Merritt. We'll be ringing in the new year with all kinds of exciting new releases that drop on the 7th. These are some of them. And thank you for joining me here on the freshly rebranded Last Call program. Orders are due on all of these books that I showed you today Sunday at midnight. That's Sunday, January 4th. I hope you can get your orders in. If you got any questions, please feel free to contact the staff through the website, through our email, through social media, all that stuff. And once again, thank you to Klezmergeddon for for this week's theme song. All right. Let's see. Thanks for tuning into Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on all those things: Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All the links you need for our shopping cart website and Comic Hub are right below in the description. We are spreading the love of comics and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.